Yeah, I got my water this time for them lips. Yeah, them lips be ashy sometimes, man. So I got my water this time, man. You know, you gotta stay hydrated, man. Stay thirsty out here, man. Hey, you gotta stay thirsty out here. Yeah, man. Cabrini Thursdays, man. And they must have been dehydrated with this one, man, because they got a little bit of everybody in the HOK, man. And I'm not here to play. I'm here to drill today, man. I haven't got my spookies on, man. I'm feeling spooky spectacular. So give me a little sip of this water and we're gonna get into this drill because you know me, man. Hey, look, but before I get into everything, you know, I always got my rants. I'm good for a good rant. So if you got time, I got time. It's only 1:45 where I'm at, man. You know, you may be getting off. These got to be my favorite chips. Now, these are Fritos brand. They're not Lay's brand. I think Fritos and Lay's don't get along no more. So Fritos seem to be on some bull because, man, I ain't no 6'7" dude. But when you look at the bag of chips nowadays, I would swear for Christ, when I came up, this was a 25-cent bag of chips. You mean to tell me $2.49 for this little bag of chips now? Man, I tell you, inflation is a mug and it got people doing some crazy things, but this is still my favorite bag of chips. It used to come up way up here though. Now the chips are even way down here in the small bag. Man, you cannot ask for a bigger ripoff than Fritos. Like, man, I tell you, man, I love these Fritos because, you know, back in the day, you used to go into the store, open the bag, you get the cheese or whatever it was. If you was going to the gas station to get anything, you wanted you a Frito nacho that you could hook up for 50 cent and 50 cent more for like 250. They didn't jumped it up to 250, man. They hating on people who do the little quick spread, man. So anyway, I'm gonna get into some content because there's a there's a perspective on this that people are going to run from, and it's not going to be as sensitive as people may want. And so I'm gonna do it on my channel. That way, once we take it to the bigger conversations, people can have a conversation more transparent and they can have a little bit of information behind it. But this conversation has to happen because it's not just a trending conversation, it's one that we have been putting into work for a long time. We earned our right to say, hey, there go another one down and another one down, another one bites the dust. Hey, Brody, hey man, my big bro would be, I don't know if he has conflicted energy about this, but hey, man, I'm back on camera with this one, man. Hey, we got Cinco de Mayo for a celebration, and we got September 6th. And a lot of people be like, man, you're not supposed to celebrate. Why? And they celebrated when that Fresh and Fit lost their monetization. So, and nigga, fuck that. We got different fights to have, and our battles are our battles, and we battle them out like we battle them out. I would say up until certain points, we had to live with our L, so give us our moment for our W. Now, I'm little bro, and big bro tried to do it with a lot more decorum than I am, and because I'm on the small channel and I'm supposed to be, hey, man, it's not angry quacking. Everybody tried to tell me to calm down because I was flaming, and excuse me, and that's, you know, this intersectionality space. You come into the chat and you hot like that, or you come onto somebody's panel, you supposed to say pause and all of this, but this generation don't be saying pause no more. So words and wordplay, when you start talking to them pro quacks, it'd be like, man, cut the chase, man. And so they don't like when we come on hot, man. Hey, big bro, I remember when Sonetta tried to come to Big Bro page and I was hot like instantly. Like you, like y'all don't typically see me like everybody, they'll drop the link. I typically don't just hop on the panel and put my one or twos in. Every once in a while I will. And once I start feeling a little bit more, you know what I'm saying, like, okay, we're on the right track here, then yeah, I'll jump on the panel and we can have these conversations, because a lot of times I don't like the deflections. I really do be hot. And it's not just me. It's good to know, although it's a bad thing, it's a contrarian thing, to know that I wasn't the only one hot. And while I personally had to digest and process the information at my own pace, it was up to the other people on YouTube to process it at theirs. Now, everybody don't got no big bro in the YouTube space, somebody who's willing to say, hey, look, man, you're gonna need some mods, you're gonna need some people that can help you. That way they can do this and this while you're doing that. You know what I'm saying? And so they just come into the YouTube space and they try to act in a manner to which they think drives the monetization. So standing on principles, yeah, those numbers might not get the recognition that we would want, but it has its own rewards on days like, you know what I'm saying, yesterday, days like today. Today is the morning after I've seen the message start to resonate. More people who know about the case that you saw in the thumbnail, more people that know about that than got their expressions off. So it's time for B1 Brother Moses, man, let me get my 1-2s off, man. Man, because the HOK, man, they had to bite the bullet on this one. And I know somebody, if y'all didn't hear nobody say, and this is a good thing, then y'all gonna hear at least one person finally say, and this is a good thing. That 61 years was like his dad time, then his spiritual father side. And so what you see on the thumbnail was when they was even asking him, do you still believe that he was innocent? Even at that point, he did not want to disavow that his father was doing some shit. They still wanted to harbor those sentiments that it was okay for men to act that way and to train up a child in a way that those men should go. And that cultish way of thinking had to have been shut down. Now, I wasn't bold enough to do some shit like Captain Tazariak and go partner up with the Star Report, knowing that the Star Report works for the feds. But I'm saying in this culture, these niggas don't even say pause when they do suspect shit no more. They're flamboyant. They're fucking flaming when they come in, and they're not mad at anything when they come in. They're not mad at people being disrespectful to women and children. No, they are living vicariously through the lives of that big P. And the LGBTQ community had to have been involved somehow to make this big pride movement early and accessible to our young folks. So our young folks, they had no choice. Once again, they don't have the adult minds. We have the adult minds, and the expectations and the responsibilities fall on men. And as men, if we couldn't get a bitch-ass pedophile out of our space, that was on us. If that motherfucker was able to put his message out there and hide behind DNA and shit, building a fake-ass storyline under some storybooks and some motherfucker barely literate piece of shit, we let that shit go off, and it was just angry quack. Pro quacks want to just soak that shit up and call you a grifter if you think that you can challenge these people and stand on real principles. Fuck that. Be a grifter then. Be a grifter then if it means you found something in somebody, and when you asked them about it, they didn't want to answer the question straight up, especially if your instinct or your intuition is telling you something ain't right. Go with yours on that. They want to tell you about your God energy. What about the devil energy when you felt something was wrong with them motherfuckers? And no matter who you talk to, wasn't nobody gonna listen to you because that's their fucking favorite. That's their favorite. And if you tell their favorite, hold on, slow down, motherfucker. If you slow it all the way down, you're the problem. Nah, fuck them niggas. Them niggas getting drilled. And the mother can say, I pray that he gets therapy. $25,000 in total restitution for the rest of her adult. She got to live with it for the rest of her adult life for however long she lives. Man, this should be Suicide Prevention Month. And Miss Linda, while I love Miss Linda and we have to protect Miss Linda, there was only that spiritual thing of praying for him that he gets treatment. My prayers, even in that, would be for her daughter to get treatment as they need it, and as they feel comfortable and receptive to real legitimate treatment, not Cabrini Thursdays, some shit where you got some grown ass men that'll drill these niggas for you, tell these niggas that they need to go to Africa with that bullshit, because in America we would rather stand on a principle, and it's a compromise to even say 18, because don't always be my baby. She will always be my baby, and I will always have the right to defend her honor and mine as a man. That's my motherfucking honor to defend my daughter's honor in any situation. And when the men aren't in that situation, they would have expected to have a man, not somebody who's going to parade underneath the P with the protection of the LGBT. And yeah, it's got to hurt, because women can only say it for so long that they're tired of hearing their daughter's cries at night. But they can't afford to take time off every time their daughter wants to cry about something. And their daughter just got to live with that suppressed emotional trauma of being touched and abused, shown some things, given some things, and had some things done to her that she got to live with forever. They gave bitch-ass Marcus Garvey $1 million, the equivalent of like $15 million. They gave Marcus Garvey $1 million. While the Americans sat on the pier and watched the boat sail off. I wish that boat would have sunk. Fuck you mean? We ain't here to play with these dudes. That Marcus Garvey and run your ass to Africa if you want to. We have work to do right here in America. And these distractions, these deflections, they have their system over there. They have what they would call males or black men if they want to fall under blackness, but the American black man has a unique experience that we have a right to. And I claim my shit. Fuck them and they Pan-African shit. If they want to run underneath these dogmas and doctrines that say their behavior is okay, and when we tell them to stand on that principle in the face of men, they don't show up to the equation, nigga. The other side of the equation is left with a big zero. This shit ain't balancing out. Ain't no ma'at in that. There ain't no ma'at in that. There ain't no ma'at when a man can approach that other man and tell that man that his principles are faulty. But he says ma'at in that comedic science. Bullshit. That comedic science ain't healed that man. He ain't delivered. But you think some white people who've done some trauma therapy work on other white people are going to be able to effectively enact some change in that motherfucker? Or will it be the grace of God? What God? Which one do you think is going to bless that motherfucking pedophile with the spirit of redemption? I don't know that God. Because if you ask that man about his God, he said that God was the black woman. But he would treat that girl like that and her mama. In the face of black women. Playing in the face of black women. That's what that HOK gets. And so it's not a celebration. It's a drill. Cabrini Thursday, somebody needed to hear a man say something worth listening to. And I just so happen to be the one to say that shit today. Fuck him. Now, there were some people who wanted to reserve the right to say innocent in front until proven guilty in the eyes of the law. Fuck them too. And oh yeah, there is that third demographic of fuck niggas and bitch ass niggas that ran with them. That said, well, what if we find out that they mama, Miss Linda, has something to do with it? Fuck them too. Now stand on those principles. They wanted to deflect and say, what about his wives? His wives had to be complicit. And fuck them too. So if you needed to hear somebody, a man, say something to a man that these other men were not willing to say, then I'm just going to have to be that nigga today. I'm not 6'7". I ain't built for the job of going blow for blow with a goddamn you Israelite, Hebrew Israelite, built like a goddamn refrigerator Perry looking ass nigga. But when it comes to this intellectual argument, their smoke has to meet principle today. Tell them niggas to stand on that. And then tomorrow we go back to the things that we do. But on Cabrini Thursday, we make this space available. And with the work that we have to do, we can't sit here and just be mad. And that's why my sisters had to pull me to the side and say, look, you're coming unhinged. In those moments, unhinged was the only appropriate reaction. In those moments, unhinged was the only appropriate reaction. Them niggas was way too comfortable. They needed to have their space shook the fuck up from the foundation. And the moment that he thought he could run over there to the manosphere, I laughed at that shit too. Run to your own Ziploc, all black, golden interior body bag and zip yourself in. Coffin's waiting, nigga. May 5th, Cinco de Mayo. They will have Samuelites the way they have Garveyites sitting on a pier looking for redemption in ways that it ain't coming, man. It just ain't coming. It ain't coming. And so while we got work to do in the morning, we'll get back to the work. But right now, we're going to stand on our little celebration time, man. Look, we didn't put the body bags and caskets up yet. There were more body bags when they made the one for Kevin Samuels. Nigga. They made more body bags than when they made the one for Kevin Samuels, nigga. That sexual degeneracy has no place to hide. It catches up and it hurts. I know it's gonna hurt because it makes them uncomfortable. And those like myself who experienced our unhinging and we survived through it, I say salute. Because there's not many of us who are willing to stand on principle throughout that endeavor. And as many flip as they should. A flip-flopper is only going to flip and flop. But as those who stand on principle, keep standing on principle, I salute y'all, man. Your work is not in vain. It's not just him. There was a whole space, and you can see it in so many comment sections that they actually agree with R. Kelly. They actually agree with Bill Cosby, and they actually agree with the degeneracy that they're witnessing in the HOK unfold while he gets sentenced 61 years. 85% would put it at 72 months, 10 years probation. Mess up one time, nigga, and you gone. And while he thought he could have the last laugh by going on a celebratory tour to a nightclub, squeezing some cakes on the way out, the doors are revolving in the Florida penitentiary system. He does not have my prayers. He has my condolences. And this be one brother Moses. That's all I got. I'm out.